Hola amigos, this is Somveer and welcome back to Learning Bots. This is video number 2 of our video series where we are creating a business inquiry chatbot for WhatsApp. Quickly going through what we did in the last video. First of all, we created a directory on our desktop with name bbchat. Inside this, we created a virtual environment chbot where it will hold all the dependencies that will be required for our project. We created intents.json file that will hold the tag, patterns of user response and the responses that chatbot should give. We made a training.py file to train our model, and we collected maximum sequence length, tokenizer and the model which we trained. In this video, we will create a Python program that will allow us to communicate with the chatbot. What we want to accomplish today is we will take an input from the user and we will use the trained model that we used in the last video to predict the proper response for the input. The process is quite simple. We will instantiate intents.json model, maximum sequence length and tokenizer that is taken from the last training file. We will take input from the user. We will convert the input into its stem form, meaning the base words, and then we will convert the text into sequence using the maximum sequence length we got from the last file, and it will be provided as input for our model. The model will predict the intent or the tag of the user query, and we will use a small code of program to provide a response to the user, and we will find a way to make it all automatic. Let's jump to console to see how it works. This is the last file. Let's create a new Python script as chatting.py. As usual, first of all, we will import some libraries which will be used to process our data. As discussed, we will instantiate intents, tokenizer, maximum length and the model. These are taken from the training file we provided in the last video. After this, taking advantage of the object-oriented programming of Python, we will instantiate a class that will handle all the processing for us, and it will give the final output to us. The class will look something like this. We will initiate intents, model, tokenizer and maximum length while we are instantiating the object of our class. We will initialize some exit commands so that whenever we put this, our chatbot will know that we want to exit and it will stop the program. Now we want to take the input from user and convert it to its base words, that is stemmed sentence. We will use these lines of code to convert our input text into stemmed sentence. So as we already discussed about it, stop words will make a set of all the stop words that are available in English. We will instantiate a stemmer. We can iterate through every word of the sentence, and if it is not present in the stop words, we will stem them and join them using the .join command, and we will return the sentence that is in a string form. Again, we want to get the string out of this because we will provide it to a tokenizer, and tokenizer expects string as an input. As we have stemmed sentence with us, we will now tokenize it and provide it to the model so that we can get the tag prediction. And we can get the tag prediction using these line of codes. We will directly provide the stemmed sentence to the method getPredictedTag class. We will use tokenizer.text2sequences on our stemmed sentences so that we can get a sequence that can be inputted to our model. A quick note before we go forward. We saved the tokenizer from the training file because the model is trained on a specific input type and a specific shape of input, and this tokenizer is used on the particular training, so that we want only this specific tokenizer so that we can make our model work in the expected way. Once we converted the text into sequences, we will pad the sequences, and again we will take help of the maximum length of the sequence we extracted from the training file. As I said, our model is trained on a specific set and the shape of data, and then we will use model.predict on our padded sequence. The model.predict will give us the probability of all the tags that are available, but we want only single tag that have the highest probability. So we will use np.argmax to get the specific tag. Here we have the tag, but it is in integer form. And if we go back a little, in our data frame we use the map function to convert the value of tags opening, closing, etc. to its integer value. So we will define a reverse dictionary that will convert the integers into its string value, and we can define this reverse dictionary using these line of codes. We will take out all the tags in our intents, and we will instantiate a dictionary with the reverse of value and key pair, so that our integer will give our string value. Basically we know the intention of the user, what user wants to ask. Now we want to give response to the user according to the intent. So let's define a method that will generate response from our user query. We can use this line of codes so that we can create responses using the user query or the user response. It will take help of all the methods we just defined, and it will finally give us a response. And we can use this single method so that we can use a while loop to continue chatting with our chatbot. Understanding this generate response method, first of all we will get the stamped sentences using the method get stamped sentences. We will get the tag, and we will get the string value of the tag using the reverse dictionary, and we will provide it to a tag name. Now we will use a simple for loop to go through the intents file, match our tag with the available tags, and provide a random choice of response. Until now we saw how the user query will be used to generate response from our model, but we have not taken any input from the user. So let's define a method to take input. The method will look something like this. The basic logic behind this method is we will take an input from the user. We will check if the user wants to exit or he wants to continue. If the user doesn't want to exit, we will take that response and we will use it as an input for the generate response, and we will again generate a response from the prediction. So this process will go on until user wants to quit. Let's quickly define our exit method. So our exit method will look something like this. Basically we are taking the user response and we are going through every word of the exit commands to check if it is available in the exit commands or not. If user don't want to exit, we will return false. If user wants to exit, we will return have a nice day, and we will return true value so that our while loop stops there and the function will stop. With this, our class definition is completed. Now let's see how it behaves. Going to the main body of the program. Here we will use the intents model tokenizer and maximum sequence length to instantiate an object of the class like this, and we will use the start chat method to take input from user and provide a response. If we run this, here we can see it asks say something. If I say hi, it will say hey. Let's see if I ask for the timings, will it respond correctly or not. Okay, so it says we are open from 6 AM to 10 PM. It works correctly. Again, we can make some changes here so that it takes input from the next line. Now let's see how it behaves when I say quit. It says have a nice day and it breaks. Hence our model is working fine and we are able to chat with our chatbot. We can now conclude our today's video by saying that the chatbot works fine. Taking a quick recap of the two files, in the first file we created intents and we trained our data. In this video we created a chatbot that takes input from the user and provides a good response. In the coming video we will see how we will use Twilio to interact with the chatbot on WhatsApp. We will also take help of Flask to generate a web application and deploy it online so that we can have an interactive session with our chatbot. So stay tuned for the next video. If you did not hit the subscribe button till now, please hit it. We will meet in the next video. Until then, adios.